Good morning, class. My name is Dr. Araipur, and welcome to your virtual course. I had sent you several emails and asked you to explore the course. The first one was a welcoming message. It's just a minute or two welcoming you to the course. I'm very happy to have you here. The second one is the class philosophy. Let's quickly look at it.
His class is a community and therefore, we all have the same objective, to learn. Online students often feel isolated, but it is vitally important to know you are not in this alone. I would like each of you to approach our online class with a great attitude and a willingness to help one another. Many problems and questions can be resolved by asking a fellow student. I am always here to help you, but I truly believe your experience will be more fruitful if you communicate with your fellow students as well. Let us work together to make this a memorable semester for each and every one of us.
And here's the course objective.
The primary objectives of our Survey of Calculus 1 course include the foundational principles of calculus, an integral branch of mathematics that delves into comprehending rates of change and accumulation. The principal aim of this course is to familiarize students with the fundamental concepts and techniques of calculus, which form the bedrock for grasping alterations and deviations in diverse fields. The course will be structured around several key focal points, encompassing the exploration of fundamental concepts of analytic geometry, the study of limits and continuity, and the exploration of differentiation and integration pertaining to algebraic and trigonometric functions. Additionally, the course will engage with real-life applications from the realm of life sciences, showcasing various interpretations of derivatives and integrals. These applications will span topics such as maximum-minimum problems and optimization, linearization and difference equations, sequences, sequential limits, as well as antiderivatives and integrations.
Of course, to get in contact with me, here's my email address, and on the left side you see the inbox. You can go with that. Can never go wrong. The next one, announcements. You can click on the announcements here or on the left navigation bar. I like to put this in student mode. If you click on the announcements, these are the announcements that they were emailed to you. Recorded orientation, welcome on orientation, welcome to your virtual course. And there were a couple of them. In short, you've been through that. You've received those emails. If you don't remember, we can check them out here. In short, it tells you how to get started with the course. The next one, number 4, has the following steps. But before we go through that, notice right underneath says Zoom meeting. This is the Zoom meeting it's referring to. You can click on it to attend the Zoom meeting in an appropriate time. So what do we find here? Syllabus, modules. Okay, we're going to explore the syllabus. For modules, we have the exam reviews, PowerPoints, and homework, quiz, finally exams. We're going to look at the discussion forum. So I'm going to start with the syllabus and spend a little bit of time on that. Number 1, at the bottom, you see the Excel calendar, which tells you what sections are being covered. And the very first one that I want you to pay attention to, exam 1, is coming up in a few weeks. And a couple of assignments. One of them is mandatory introduction assignment to MOM. My Open Math, I'm going to refer to it as MOM from now on. And so basically, this tells you how to use My Open Math. And on Friday, algebra review. You really have to be very comfortable with algebra to do well in this course. And those are due immediately. The next one I want to go to is the actual syllabus. And as you know, nowadays, the syllabi are getting larger and larger. And so what I've done, I have put them in the following format, the topics, so you can look at the topic of interest. But I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on all of it. First, the material and the course. We cover 1 through 5 chapters 1 through 5, and I'll show you, when you go to my Open Math, I'll show you the text and everything. The text is by OpenStax, and it's absolutely free. The digital platform that we use, every assignment, homework, quizzes, exams, everything is done in MOM, in my Open Math. And that's a free digital platform. Here's a class calendar, and for now, the first exam is coming up in a few weeks. So every few weeks, we have an exam. And the final exam date is given here. Again, as we get closer and closer to that dimension. Calculators, you may use a graphing calculator for the course, but for the exams, maybe there is an exam that I allow you to use it, but in general, we can't. We can't use a calculator. Technical support, we have it for my Open Math, for Canvas support, and for the campus. Math Tutorial Center is available to you. The grading policy is very straightforward, so let's just actually look at it here. Online homework, 200 points. Again, you do it in my Open Math. There is no limit as far as how many times and how long it takes you to do it, as long as it's done before the due date. And you have many attempts. Quiz, we have a bunch of quizzes, 100 points, and you have 2 attempts. For exams, you have only 1 attempt, and there are 4 of them, 100 points each. Give you a total of 400 points. The final, which is comprehensive, 300 points. And although comprehensive is based on the previous exams, so it makes it pretty easy, 1,000 points. At any given point, you can sort of calculate where you stand. 90%, that means 900 points or more is an A. 80%, that means 800 to 899 is a B, so on and so forth. Okay. The other thing I want to mention, your lowest grade before the final exam among the exams may be dropped as long as we have the following. The final score must be high. That means 80% or higher. Homework, minimum 95% or higher. Quizzes, you have to get the 90% or higher. And when I change that, it should result in a higher letter grade. That's extremely important. You receive an email/announcement before each exam, which contains the password, okay? And if you ever miss that, you can go to the announcements and find it. You can take the exam immediately after you receive the email or wait until the due date. That's why there's no makeup exam unless something comes up, you have a proper documentation. You don't want to use the course late work. You do have that option for some of the assignments, but it will cost you 10% and you will fall behind. CSULB Study 36, in short, it says we need to spend 3 hours outside of class studying for 1 unit. This is a 3-unit course. We need to spend 9 hours. Then we have other information such as dropping policy, and you can go through that. Basic needs, summary steps to success. I have everything over there if you want to take a look at it. But to be successful, you want to read your notes. Remember, you have the PowerPoints available to you. I will show you where to find it in a moment. You don't have to write any formulas, any definitions, any questions. What we do, I go over the solution, and they will be done step by step. Those are the ones that you're going to write. So read your notes or the PowerPoint, study corresponding sections by carefully studying the lecture PowerPoints, creating a formula sheet, maybe an index card, doing the examples and the homework and quizzes. Office hours is posted here also at the bottom of the home page of Canvas. And of course, email, the information about Spring is here. As we go back to the homepage of Canvas, okay. Now, I want to explore the modules. If you click on the modules, the very first thing you see is My Open Math. and it specifically says no need for course ID. So if you click on that, what happens is it asks you for username and password. You either already have an account or you don't. If you don't, you create an account. It's very simple, like any other thing that you've been dealing with. So you set up your account here. That's where you do all the work, and I'll show you how it's going to work. The next one, recorded lectures, exam. This is my YouTube channels. And I have all the lectures and exams reviews here. Here's the latest one. There are different ones here, okay. If you click on that, and I had asked you to actually watch the first section. So here's 1.6, and you go down, we cover all the way to 3.1, and we have exam 1 review. And so everything that you see here is available to you for any reason. If you miss any session, all you have to do, go watch the recording. And as soon as we are done with any lecture, that's the time that you want to go do your homework, because you don't want to get behind. Now, by the way, there is one more thing underneath that. This one, it says how to take the exam, okay? There's an instruction on how to take the exam. Well, when we get closer to the time, it becomes clear. In the meantime, the next one is exam 1 module, exam 2 module, and so on and so forth. And one, if I go over one of them, is the same. And after that, we have exam, final exam review, and the TI calculator command. So let me quickly show you what you find under each module. For now, you are concerned with only module 1 and nothing else class, only module 1. So with that being the case, first, I give you an exam 1 review with the key. The purpose of that is for you to get familiar with what is coming up. You don't have to do any of them. Just take a few minutes to read them. And then on a daily basis, for example, the moment we cover 1.6, you can go do those questions. Okay, this is exam review. So by the time we get to the week of exam, you're done with that. If you read this, first of all, you will see what you're getting yourself into. Secondly, gives you an idea how to get ready for the exam and to do well in the exam. Now, after that, so first we have the exam review, then we have the PowerPoints here. Now, as I've mentioned, so for example, if I bring this up, you can, if it's the PowerPoint, you can download it and put it in slide mode. Okay, everybody. And when you do that, you see everything, definition, formulas, you name it. When we get to examples, you see the questions. You don't have to write anything except the solution that I'm going to go over. Okay. So we have the exam review, we have the PowerPoints, and then this is the week of exam. We are going to have this PowerPoint, a review PowerPoints we're going to go over. Okay, everybody? Exam 1 review. Now, because it's the exam review, I have not only questions, also their solution with details. Okay. Again, because on the week of the exam, I just want you to be all ears, pay attention to what we do to be successful as you take the exam. So a quick recap, we have the My Open Math, you register. We have the recorded lectures, it's my YouTube channel. Exam 1 module, I'm not going to go over exam 2, 3, 4, they are similar. Final exam, we have some review questions that you want to pay attention to. Okay, this is the synopsis of what's coming up. Then we have the solution to those. And then I have the PowerPoint review, which will use some of those questions, not all of it. And again, this one has everything from A to Z. In other words, not just the questions, but the solutions as well. Okay. So everything you need is here. Finally, under the modules, the last one, I have some information from technology, TI calculator, and some of the, commands. Also, there is a website that gives you a chance, and it may or may not work, to get a TI calculator emulator. You may be able to get that. Let me leave the student view. So I'm going to go back to the modules in a moment because I want to go over my open math. But in the meantime, the next one is a discussion forum. Again, you can click on it here or on the left navigation bar. If you click on a discussion, what do you find? First, you find student bios, and I put mine as an example. You can put yours here by replying. And if you decide to reply to a student, please use just utmost respect and encouraging words. We also have FAQ, frequently asked questions. In the past, there have been some questions. I've tried to answer them here. Please, before you ask any question, check this out. For example, how to use a math editor. And one of them is a course ID. Do I need a course ID? No. Tech support and so forth. Over here, how to use a late pass. Gradebook. One thing I want to tell you, when an assignment is done, after the due date, you can always review it. How do you review it? Just click on the grade, and it's in the review mode, whether it's an exam, quiz, or homework. Finally, passports. Every exam has a passport. It will be sent to you. If you miss that, you can find it under the announcements. For example, again, you can't see it now because it's not available to you, but over here, you see under exam 1, it has all the information, including the passport. It becomes available on the week of exam. So now that we've done this, and again, at the bottom, I have the student office hours, okay? Now, what I want to do, I want to look at my open math. So when we go to my open math, first we find mandatory assignment to my open math, which is due today. Then we find algebra review, which is due on Friday, okay? And exam and quizzes, for now, you don't want to worry about that. Okay, so something happened with my open math here. All right, so that's my open math. Again, introductory assignment, algebra review. Then you have the exams and quizzes. For now, you don't want to worry about that. For example, the first quiz is due on the 3rd of February. And again, you have 2 attempts and so forth. Remember, for the exams, you have 1 attempt. Then we have the description of the course. We have the calendar. On the calendar, you can see all your homework, but I want to make a point of all the homework besides the 2 that I mentioned are due before the exam. Please don't wait until then. Just do it on a regular basis. As soon as I'm done with this section, for example, 1.6 we're going to cover today, then you want to go do the homework. You don't want to wait until then. The reason I put it the day before the exam, because in the past there have been some issues. Students, for some reason, who were working, they couldn't do it in a timely fashion. I didn't want to have to give a time limit on that. But there is a time. The quizzes are due before that. Now, after you can click on them on that. After that, you see module 0, module 1, 2, 3, 4. Module 0 contains nothing but resources. For example, here's your text. Okay. Table of contents, and you can go to any chapter or section of interest. For example, just if you click on it, it takes you to a section. So navigation is very simple as far as the text is concerned. In any event, going back to mom, there are other parts that I have here. It's for 1.6 to 2.1. If you click on it, it brings up what section that you need is from a different text. As you go down, how to use a late pass calendar, my open math gradebook, and free online calculators. It's fascinating. There are a lot of online calculators that are free. You don't have to pay a penny for it. So I also have the video as to how to use them. Finally, under module 0, we have pre-calculus review. It has review of functions, basic classes, trigonometric functions, inverse functions, logs, factoring. If you feel you need them, I've given them to you. Please spend some time to learn them. They are not being graded by any means. So module 0 is nothing but a bunch of resources. So yours starts with module 1, and never mind the rest of them. The rest of them repeat in the same characteristics. So we start with 1.6. You see some information such as text objectives. Then you see some videos, and then the homework starts here. Now, in the past, I've seen some students just watch those videos, and none of them is long, and they do excellent when it comes to the homework. And some of the homework questions do have videos. When you're done with that, and then chapter 2 and so forth in the same manner, if you click on that, you see that you have some videos and then the homework. When you're done with module 1, it may be easier if you close it up like this one and then expand module 2 and work on it when the time comes. What I want to show you is how this homework thing works. If I go, for example, to the first one, and I started, it's very simple. The purpose of that is to show you how to work with my open math. So first it says enter this number. Notice the moment I click on this, it opens up a math editor if need be. So this is 98 point, what is that, 7575. Okay, it says put it exact. This one, it says now rounded to the nearest hundred. So 7 and 5. So 98.7. Next to 7 is 5, and 5 is the digit that we are concerned with. To the right of it is 7, so it goes up to 6, rounding. And then we want to divide by 0. It's undefined. They don't have the undefined. For D and E does not exist. And if you submit the question, it says, okay, we did it right. Now, for this question, let's do it wrong on purpose. 1/3 is not 0.5. In fact, it's 0.3 bar. But if I submit the question, what happens? It says I've made a mistake. So what happens now? Should I continue? No. I'm going to get a similar question. It happened to give me the same one. Normally it doesn't. And so it says 4 or more decimal places. So let's put 0. It's 3 bars. So let's put a few of them, okay? And if I submit the question, it says it's fine. So what happens? Although I made a mistake in the first attempt, in the second attempt I didn't, and it gives me full credit. At this point, something comes up, I can't continue. If I click done, notice what it says. It has registered my points so far. If I resume, I can continue with the rest of it. If I exit, nothing happens. I can come back to it before the due date and I resume. If I come to that after the due date, it registers the grade that I put in, the ones that the grade that I received in the first place. So here's a quick recap. So this is the homepage of a Canvas. We start with the welcoming message, class philosophy. There are announcements you can go to on the left navigation bar or here. The syllabus was explained. Under the modules, basically you can find everything. I'm going to go over that in a moment. At the bottom, you see the student office hours. The discussion forum is where you put student bio and you see frequently asked questions. So the main thing is the modules. First and foremost, I can register with my OpenMath. Then this is the YouTube channel for all the recordings. If you miss a class, all you have to do, go to this and watch a recording. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 modules, and then final exam review, graphing calculator. And for now, we're concerned with the first module, and the first one is an exam review. The second one is the PowerPoints, and that's what we are going to cover today. And then finally, when I go to my OpenMath, I'm going to start with mandatory assignment first, the algebra review. I see the calendar. Module 0 would be resources, and I'm going to go with module 1 and finish my assignments. Well, happy studying, everybody.